हेलो गाइस, वेलकम एवरीवन टू एआई की पाठशाला। एआई की पाठशाला आपकी अपनी पाठशाला है एंड वॉट एवर सेशन आई एम कंडक्टिंग दीज डेज, इट्स एब्सोल्युटली फ्री. So any one of you who wants to join my live session can go to the description section of the video and join my Telegram group from the link attached there. So by joining the link, because I post my joining, I take classes on Zoom. So I post my Zoom joining link on the Telegram group. So that's all. And whatever doubts you have related to the video, you can put it in the comment section of the video, and I will be happy to uh, answer your queries. So this is all for the day. Now, we were discussing object-oriented programming, and yesterday we have started inheritance, and we have covered a lot of things in inheritance, and today's session is a continuation of the yesterday session. So what is today I'm going to study? We are going to study method overloading. So let me share you my screen. So I'm sharing you my screen first. And those of you who were having any doubts during this, you can ask me questions. You can keep asking the questions. So let me open my VS Code. So I have opened my VS Code here. Can you see my screen? Are you able to see my screen? Can I get a reply?
Yes.
Fine.
Yes.
So, so Mr. Sankar has joined. So we have just started, Mr. Sankar. So there's no thing to worry. You just open your VS Code. So first thing that what we used to do, we used to create a GitHub repository. Fine. So create a GitHub repository, and thereafter what we used to do, we used to clone our code. Open new window. I'm opening a new window, and I'm cloning a GitHub repository. So I have already created a GitHub repository for the today's session. You should also, I do not repeat it every time because we have already done several times. Yes,
You have
sir.
just started? You have just started?
Yes. We were
Okay,
waiting for you, and
okay.
finally I have started. I thought that you might be went for a sleeping or something else because you might be feeling exhausted. So
No,
that's
I
why.
got a call. That's
Okay, not an issue. So we have just started. We have so create a GitHub repository, and after creating the GitHub repository, clone the repository. So we know these things very well. So we are now a grown-up guys. We are not a baby because we have already studied basics of Python completed, and now we are in the process of completing the advanced Python also. So these things is very small things for you guys. And so I have created a repository, cloned the repository. Now I am opening this, and I trust the author. Fine. So now let's create one file. I'm creating one IPYNB file, and let's give it a name, method overloading. Overloading. Dot IPYNB. So I have created one IPYNB file. Let's select a kernel, Python environment, this thing, and then we are all set to go. So is my screen and everything audio is fine for you guys? You can please give me a quick answer. You can also answer it in a chat bot if you do not want to speak, not a in chat box. I will understand. Fine.
yes, it's okay.
Fine. So let's start. So okay. Fine. So yesterday we have discussed the inheritance, and inside that inheritance we have discussed what we have discussed. We have discussed a lot of things, how we can inherit a parent class into a child class. These things we have studied. So only I am taking the code, whatever code I have discussed yesterday. So I am writing the same code, because we will process ahead with the same code. So this was the code that I have discussed yesterday, in which what I have done, I have created one vehicle class, and inside that class I have defined these 4 methods. And after that, I have created one car class. Inside this car class, I have also defined these methods. And thereafter, I have created an object of this class. And this, I have accessed this print car method inside this inside this car class. So this is the thing that I have done yesterday. Now let's understand what is method overriding. So today we are going to discuss the method overriding. So what this method overriding do? So let me first tell you, let me just comment it out, this thing. Thereafter, I will explain you. And let's put this thing here. Let's copy it here. And let's copy it here. Oh. Let's delete it. Delete it. Only I want to copy this line of code. So let's copy, and I also want to copy this line of code. So so I suppose you guys will be having, if some of you will not have a today's code, I am just pinging you the code in your chat box, so you can copy the same code from the chat box and paste it in your window. This was the code that I have discussed yesterday. Now, let me first explain you this code. See, inside this code, I have created a vehicle class, and inside this vehicle class, I have created 4 different methods. This is method 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now you can see I have created one method here called print method. Fine. Till here, everything is fine. Now come here. If you will come here in the car class, I have inherited this vehicle class inside my car class. This is the first thing that I have done. And inside this thing, what I have done, I have created one init method, and after that init method, I have created this method called print car method. So let's delete this car and let's keep it a print method. And I have just commented out this thing, because I don't want right now these things. I will discuss this later. So I have commented it out. So you can see there is a print method inside this car class also. There is a print method inside this car class. Inside this car class, there is a print method. Here is a print method. And inside this class also, inside this vehicle class also, there is a print method. So print method is present in both the class. Print method is present in vehicle class also, and print method is present in car class also. Sorry, in car class also. Can you see? Print method is present in both the classes. And here inside the car class, I have inherited my vehicle class. So let's suppose, now if I want to create the object of this class, here what I am doing, here I am creating an object of this class, object of this car class. So when I'm creating the object of this car class, I have to give all these four attributes. These four attributes of the car class, which is the color, max speed, number of gears, and is convertible. So I have given all these four attributes inside my car class. Fine. So C is my object that I have created from my car class. Now, if you created this car class, and now if I want to call the method, print method of this car class, so which print method will get called? Either the method of this vehicle, because the same print method is present in vehicle also, and print method is present in car also, and we have already inherited this vehicle class inside my car class. What it means when I have inherited this vehicle class inside my car class? It means this car class has inherited all the methods. All the methods means all these four methods, and all these attributes, all these methods also, and all these attributes of this vehicle class inside a car class. So it means the print method that is present in the vehicle class is in fact also present in this car class, because car class is inheriting all the methods and properties and attributes of the vehicle class. But in the side this car class, there is also the same method of the same name. What I mean to see, we have two classes. I have inherited this vehicle class inside my car class, and both the class is having the same method. Now, if I run this, now let's say if I run this method, if I call this method print, so what print will get called? Either the print of this vehicle class will get called, or the print of this car class will get called. So let's run it and see what happens. So I am first running this code. So let's run this code. This code has ran. Now I'm creating the object of this class, and finally I'm calling this print method. Can you see number of gears inside this print method? Inside the print method of the car class, what is there? Number of gears, and is convertible. But inside the print method of this vehicle class, color and max speed is there. It means when I'm calling the method print method, the print of this car class is getting called, but the print of this vehicle class is not getting called. This is called method overriding. What it means? See, if we have a method by the same name, because here we have a method by the same name in the parent class also and in the child class also. Car is my child class and vehicle is my parent class, and the method print is present in both the classes. So when I will be calling the print method, it will override the method of the parent class, and it will give me the method of child class. So this process of overriding one method over the other is called method overriding. Here what simply means, if I have this print of car is getting called, but the print of vehicle is not getting called. So you should understand it like this: whenever you have a parent class and a child class, and if both the classes will have the same method, then the method of the child class will be called when you call the method, but the method of parent class will not get called. This is because the child class is coming after the parent class. So whichever class will be coming later, the method of that class is called, but the method of the previous of the parent class will not get called. This process of overriding one method over the other is called method overriding. Simple thing. Do you understand this thing conceptually? Have you got this thing or not? Can please tell me? Or if you have any doubt, you can ask questions. So I suppose everything is clear.
Yeah.
Fine. Mr. Misra sir, is everything clear to you? Okay. Now, if this thing is clear to you, now I am moving ahead with a little bit to understand this. Let's do one thing. I am simply doing one thing to understand it more clearly. Let's copy the same code. I am just copying the same code. You should also copy the same code and put it in a new cell. Now, to understand this method overriding, what I am simply doing, I am simply commenting this. I am simply commenting this method. Okay. I am simply commenting this method. Why this is not working? Why this? Control this. Why this is not working? Command this. Okay, command this will work. Fine. So what I have done, I have commented this method, the method which is present in my vehicle class. Now that means I have commented this, so this is no longer functionable. Now inside this program, inside this code, two classes is there, vehicle class and car class, but only one method is present, one print method is present, that is in the vehicle class. Because I have commented out this method is no longer in operation. So since only one method is present, that too is in the parent class, if I will do the same, if I will perform the same operation now, if I will call the print method, this time only one method is present, one print method is present, that too in the parent class. So this method of the parent class will get called. So let's run this code. I have made this run this code. Fine. And after running this code, what is the next thing? I have to create the object. Let's take the same object here. Let's take the same object. I'm taking the same object here and create an object, and let's call the print method. So print, if I am calling this print method, let's see what happens. Now, can you see color and max speed? Now it is taking the color and max speed. It is taking the print method of this vehicle class, because only one method is present here. That's why it will take the method of the vehicle class only. So have you understood this thing? This is a very small thing. Now let's do one thing. Now I'm going to explain you this code, and this is a little bit tricky, and so let's be very I'm just copying this, just copy this code, copy the same code from here, and let's paste it in a new cell, and I will make small changes in this code, and then same code that I have written, that I'm just making some changes in the same code. So you don't need to write the code every time. You just copy paste it and make few changes that I'm making. So I'm taking this class vehicle class and this car class. Now let's do one thing. I'm writing this self dot print here. Fine. Inside this print, inside this print method, now same two print method is present here. One print method is present in my vehicle class here, and one print method is present in my car class here. Now inside this print method, I am writing this thing self dot print. And if I run this code, you will see I will get a error. So let's see first. Okay. Now let's create an object of this class. Let's create an object of this class. So I'm creating an object of this class. Fine. Let's create an object of this class. So object is created, and again do the same thing. Again I am calling this print method. Again I am calling this print method. So let's call this print method and see what will happen. I am getting this error, recursion error. What error is? Maximum recursion depth exceeded. So now important question is, why I am getting this error when I have written this self dot print. So first understand this, why I am getting this error. See what actually happening is here. I have already taught you the recursion concepts and in very details. So same recursion is happening here. So let me first explain you this, how recursion is occurring here. Then I will so let's understand how recursion is happening here. See here, what is happening here. This is a print method. Fine. Now, after this, I have written self dot print. Self dot print. So what this is doing, when the control is coming here, when I am calling this print method, so print method is present in both the parent class and the child class. So what is happening? The print of child class is being called. When we have just now, because of the method overriding, if the two method is present, so method of the child class will get a priority and that method will get executed. So when I'm calling here this c dot print, when I'm calling this c is my object, when I'm calling this c dot print, what is happening? This method is getting called, the method which is print method, which is present in my car class. When this method is called and my execution control is coming in this line is doing self dot print. This self dot print is this is again calling this print. So here, from here, the control is going back to this place, and again it is coming, again it is going, again it is coming, again it is going, and in this way, infinite loop, it will fall into a trap of infinite loop. Because through the self, first it is coming here, this self is coming here, and this print is getting executed, and again it is coming here. So this is a case of infinite recursion, because we have not given a base case here. If we would have given a base case here, then the recursion might not have occurred. But since we have not given any base case here, we have simply given the condition, and this condition is a condition of a recursion infinite loop. And here what happens, till certain still a maximum depth. We have already discussed the maximum depth. Till the maximum depth will reach, this recursion, this execution will stopped. See, whenever the maximum depth will exceed what it is writing, maximum recursion depth exceeded. So whatever be the maximum value of this recursion depth, whenever that depth will reach, it will throw me an error. So because of the recursion issue, I'm not able to call this. When I'm calling this method, I'm getting an issue. So now the point is, what is the workaround for that? So how we can how we can write here so that I should not get any error? What is the way to write this code so that I do not get any error? Now, one thing, let's copy this code. Same code I am copying here. Copying the same code here and pasting it in a new cell. Let's add some few cells here. So let's paste it here. Now, so that I wanted to, if instead of this self, if I will do here, instead of this self, if I will do here super, super, super dot print, what will happen? Now, if I am writing here super dot print, what will happen? Let me first explain you this thing, then you will be able to understand. First, I have created my object C, and I am calling this print method. So which print method will get called? The print method of car class will get called, but the print method of my vehicle class will not called because of method overriding. So this print method will get called. Now, when this print method will get called, my control will come inside this function, and it will come here. Now, what it says? Super. So super means, what is the super of my car class? Ruchi, I expect an answer from you. What is the super of my car class? Tell me.
Vehicle.
Vehicle. Correct. So super of this car class is a vehicle class, which is my parent class. Super is always a one class above my base, one class above the child class. That is the super. So here what it means, my super will get called. That means super of, it will take my control to the super of, to the parent, to the vehicle class. And there, inside this vehicle class, whatever print will be present will get called. So now what will happen? This print, which is present in my vehicle class, will get called. And whatever print statement will be written there will get first executed. And thereafter, control will come here. Thereafter, control will come here and print this. Control will come here and print this. So I will get all those four things. Color, I will also get color, max speed, this number of gears, and is convertible. So these two are coming from this print statement, and this print is coming from my here, from the print of this vehicle class, from this vehicle class print, this color and max speed, because when C dot super is coming, super of print, that means the parent of the method, the print method, which is present in my parent class, that is the vehicle class, that print will get called. So when that print will get called, that print is executing these two statements, these two print statement, color and max speed. So from here, I am getting color and max speed. After that, again, my control is coming here. Again, my control is coming here back, and thereafter these two print statement, which is written below this super, number of gears, and is convertible is getting executed. That's why I will be getting this color max speed, number of gears is convertible. So now let's execute this. I have just this first I have explained you this thing. Now let's see this with the help of code. So let's run this code. So I'm running this code this time, and let's create the same object. So I'm copying the same object from here, and now let's create the object and run it, and thereafter call this print statement, print method. So I'm calling this and see dot print super. What type object? Super has no attribute. Print. Why I'm getting this thing? No attributes. Super. Okay. So here I have to write super. After super, I have to put this parenthesis. So if I will not put parenthesis, that's why I was getting an error. So run it again. So run this thing again. So this being executed. Now again run this. Again run this. This time I am getting the correct output, color, max speed, number of gears, and is convertible. So can you see how the concepts is like when we will moving as we are moving in the advanced Python? So how the previous concepts are getting repeated and getting mixed up. So this is how here these things is, I suppose this is clear to you. If you have any questions or till here any doubt, you can ask question, or otherwise I will move to the next concept. Fine. If you do not want to speak, you can even type your queries in the chat. I will understand what is your problem and I will answer your questions. So there is nothing that you need to only speak. You can also write in the chat window. I will see your doubt and I will clarify your doubts. Fine. So now the next thing that I am going to discuss is called protected members. So we already have studies public, protected, and private members. So we have a clarity of public, protected, and private members. So now let me first write something for you so that it will be easy for you to remember these things whenever you see. So one thing that I would like to see you in Python, protected member is just like a private member. Just like a protected member are just like a public member. There is no such difference between the public and the protected member as far as the execution is concerned. There is no such difference. Only the difference is a kind of symbolic difference. So let me first write this line in Python. Protected members are just like public members. And there is no such difference between them. That means as far as the execution is concerned in Python, there is no such difference between the public members and the protected members. So then the question arises, why do they have written? Because the Python programmers have given this, have Python thinks, let me write this thing also here. Python thinks programmers are sensible sensible. So they have requested, please try not to modify protected variables and try to assess as minimum as possible. We use single underscore in protected member just to differentiate or distinguish between public and private variables or members. Let's write members. Fine. So in Python, there is no such difference between the protected members and the public members. Python thinks programmers are sensible and they value each other's code. And so please do not try to modify the protected variables unless it is very urgent or something is that you should have to do. Otherwise, try to access as minimum as possible. If you are trying to access any protected variables, then it is a recommendation from the Python or from the creator of the Python that try to use it accesses as minimum as possible. And we use single underscore in protected member just to distinguish between the public and public and protected members. Not private will not come here, protected will come. Public and protected members. So this is all. Now let me explain you with the help of code. I am going to explain you something. So I am taking the same code what I have taken above. So let's take this same code. Let's copy this same code. Control C and V, and you should also do the same thing, and I will only make few changes inside this code. Fine. So what I have written, this vehicle class def, fine. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm making this max speed. This max speed has a double underscore. What it means? Can you please, any one of you, can you please tell me what it means? This max speed has a double underscore attached before it. What it means?
It means it's a private member.
Okay. And if I want to convert this into a protected member, what shall I do?
Remove one single underscore.
Correct. So I am going to remove this single underscore. Now this max speed, which was earlier a private member, has been converted to protected member. Fine. Similarly, here this max speed has a double underscore. So I will remove one underscore. Now this has also been converted into protected members. Similarly, here also I will remove single underscore and convert it into protected members. Fine. Inside this print also, I have to make this same changes. I have to remove one single underscore. Now everything here is this max speed is a protected member. Now inside this vehicle class, everything will remain, I suppose, same. Let me see, color, Max speed, number of gears is convertible, fine. Super, I'm calling this super of this method. I'm calling this super. Color, max speed, fine. Everything is fine, fine. Now, this def print, fine. Let me comment it out for a while. I'm commenting this thing because I do not need require right now. And let's print here, print color dot self dot color, and let's write print max speed dot max dot speed. Fine. So inside this print, I have written this color and max speed, and inside this print, I have written these four things. Fine. So what it means, what actually I want to make you understand that, see, this max speed is my protected members. So it is a suggestion from the Python that don't try to access it from outside the class. But what I'm doing here, I'm writing two print statement. Here I'm combining this two things here, method overriding and this concept of protected members. So I'm explaining you two concepts, the concept of method overriding and the concept of protected members. So what actually I'm doing, I am writing this print method inside my vehicle class, and I am writing a print method inside my car class also. But inside my car class, these two print method have all these two print statement has been written earlier. I am adding these two print statements, and inside this print statement, I'm accessing this color from this vehicle class. But this color is my public variable or public member. So I am easily able to access it here also because I have inherited all the attributes and methods in this car class from the vehicle class. So I'm able to access it. But here I'm also trying to access this underscore max speed, which is my protected member. And this max speed is present in my vehicle class. So what will happen? First thing that I will tell you, first, when I will call this method, this print method, the print of car will be called, print of my vehicle will not get called, first thing. Second thing will happen is that this max speed will get called here, and we will not find any issue in calling this max speed because this is a protected member, and protected member and public I have already told you, and this color is my public member, and this max speed is my protected member. So there is no such difference. There is a symbolic difference between the public and the protected member. So I'm able to access it easily and I will get it. So now let's run this code. I'm going to run this same code here, and let's again create a object of this class. So I'm taking the same object, this object. So let's take this object here. So let's take this object. Fine. Again, I'm calling this c dot print. So let's run this now. Can you see? First thing is happening, this print is called, print of my car class. This print is not getting called because if this print would have been called, then I would have got this output, color and max speed simply. But since this print is not getting called, that means method overriding is happening here, and at the same time I'm able, this protected method, with the help of this protected member, I am able to access my variable outside my class, because this max speed is a variable of vehicle class, and this car, and and I am trying to access it inside my car class. So I am able to access it without making any such changes. Simply I am giving the name of the variable and I am able to access it, and that is fine. So this is the concept. If you guys are having any slightest of doubt till here, you can ask me a question. Now let's do one thing in the same code. Now what I'm going to do, let's create one variable. Let's create a vehicle class. This is a vehicle class, so I'm going to create an object of this vehicle class. So let's create an object of this vehicle class. Let's create an object of this vehicle class. And what are the variables that is present inside my vehicle class? Two things is present, color and max speed. So I have to, when I will create an object of vehicle class, I have to pass these two things, color and max speed. So let's give it a color. Let's say red, and max speed. What is the max speed? Let's say I have given some number 18. Fine. And if I want to call the print of this vehicle class, if I will call, because I am creating a object of this vehicle class, and now I want to call my print method which is present in my vehicle class. So simply I will write v dot print here, v dot print. Fine. So if I will write it here like this and run it, you can see now color and max speed. That means the print of, because it is, I am creating simply a object of vehicle class and I am calling the method inside it. So I am getting this color and max speed. Fine. And when I am calling this thing, this protected variable is underscore max speed. Inside this class, I am able to access this protected member inside my class, inside my method, inside the class, inside this method, I am able to access this max speed. So this is a one more thing that I would wanted to explain you. Now let's do one thing. I want to let's see. Get max speed, set max speed. Okay. So this now let's do one thing. Let's do see what happens if I will do v. V is my object underscore max speed. And let's give some speed, let's say 50. Fine. And let's print v dot print. Do v dot print and see what happens. Let's run this. So v dot underscore max speed. Okay, max speed. Okay, what is this max speed? Okay, capital S here, capital S should come. So let's do this thing. Fine, now it is okay. So what exactly I am doing here? V dot underscore max speed. What is my max speed? I am trying to change the maximum speed. So if I am assigning a maximum speed of 50, so this got changed to maximum speed. Earlier my maximum speed was 80, and here I wanted to assign a maximum speed 50, so I am able to do it from here. So this is all for those things. Now there is one new concept. So are you guys ready to do the new concept, or you guys or these things are enough for today? Please tell me. So fine. So Ruchi, tell me, shall I move ahead and discuss something more today, or
No.
this is fine for today?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I've not done yesterday's also. So now I
Okay.
have to do both the class.
Okay. So you have to do. So see, you guys have to work a little bit hard. So fine. This is all for today. So let me push my code to the GitHub. You should also push your code to the GitHub. And uh, today, let's write discussed method overriding and private protected members fine. So let's commit it. Yes, sync changes. Okay. So I suppose everything is fine. Fine. So, okay, control S. Fine. Okay, I have to again commit it. Again commit because I have not changed it. That's why it was giving me sync changes. Okay. So it is committing. So now my code has increased. I will share with you guys this sheet. So let me check it out on my. Let's take a new window and let's create a. Let's open my GitHub. So where is my advanced Python? Advanced Python. Today is 13th. Advanced Python 13. Let me see. This is my code. Yes. So this code is get pushed in the GitHub. So you can practice it. Fine. So next we will discuss tomorrow. We will be continuing with whatever we have done till here. I'm stopping sharing my screen. And so guys, whosoever will be watching my recorded session, if you guys will be having any doubts related to this today's session, you can put it in the comment section of the video. I am happy to resolve your queries. And that's all. Keep learning, keep smiling, and keep coming to AI Ki Pathshala. So let's end this session today.